Hello, pretty storytellers. Welcome to Pretty Stories, and yes, I know I am dressed very excellent today. Heck, this is last minute. I put the last minute pigtails, headbands, and necklace on because let's just get straight on with this. And also, many of you guys wondering why Oscar is here. Well, he is supposed to be my wife's sidekick that I promised that will make cameos in videos despite him not really appearing in that many videos. Heck, he even made a return and take away the analysis for months, so why not bring him more normally? Plus, this will make more sense when we get into more of the stuff. So, Oscar, you just wait over here until we get to your section. Because today, I don't know if I'll be making more of this, which this is my first art evolution. Is that what it's called? I'm sorry, I'm just so excited for this because, like, look at this photo. This used to be my old elementary school photo, which I still keep, and like I'm going all out of order. Like that's how my mind is because I'm just like I just want to get straight to the showing, but not really that much of telling. But first, let me explain just to give more background information because so far you guys are like confused. Like just read the title of the video, then you'll know. I just really want to get to this part, but like I'm going all out of order, people. So just to give out some background information, since I can't really slow down. Okay, so background information. So ever since December of 2017, let's get started over there. Ever since that year, back when most things are peace, back when I was a crazy middle schooler, let me try to slow it down. I started playing Roblox, and I became a huge fan of the game Royale High. And coincidentally, Royale High even started in 2017. I'm sorry, like, try to like slow myself down. And my favorite game that was on Royale High was Enchantix High, which like Enchantix like back when like before Winx copyrighted stuff. I'm trying my best to slow it down, which is why some of the Winx related wings and outfits got removed from the game because I'm guessing copyright. Like that's why you can't see any of them with the new outfits and wings because like back when Royal High slash Enchantix was hugely influenced by Winx Club. And just to get out even more background information, Winx Club is an Italian show, which I still remember on Nickelodeon. Me and my sister used to watch it, mostly my sister. And while we watching the show both during this time of making these pictures and also still today, I find the show to be good and okay. Like, please do not ask me to make a Winx Club review. I mean, sure, I already made a Winx Club analysis with Darcy, but technically, that wasn't a Winx Club review. It was a Winx Club analysis, so I probably don't have the like warning. I probably don't have the nostalgia goggles many people have whenever critics review Winx Club, and so if you guys are asking me to review Winx Club, then I'm not gonna do it. Like that wasn't a review, that was an analysis. So there's a very low chance that I'll be reviewing Winx Club, just so you know, unless you guys suggest it to me, which probably not. So just like there's a low chance of me doing a Winx Club review, just so you know. And I'm talking anything that's related to Winx, like the original Winx Club, or Pop Pixies, or World of Winx, or Fate the Winx Saga. Like, yes, I heard of all of that, but there's a very low chance of me reviewing all that stuff. Just so you know. Plus, I already said this in my Dossie video that my favorite thing about Winx Club and actually the whole genre of fantasy itself is the world building. And it doesn't help well, especially in the Nickelodeon era, because yes, I know there's why there's 4 kids. Like I know about all that stuff, just so you guys know. But like especially in the Nickelodeon era of the dubs, where everything centers around Bloom. And so that doesn't really help with the world building and exploring all these other characters that can get centered. And by that I mean Nickelodeon and Rainbow, but you know what? That's not the point. Since now, like, let's get back to the world building. And so again, Enchanted High is like this Winx Club themed paradise, and it was like my favorite game out of Royal High and Enchanted back in the day. Back in my day! Back in the day! And so, shall we get started? Or do I need some more background information? And so with the world building, like let's just sum up all this photo over here. So I've been designing my prototypes. Like I don't know how to start this. You guys are gonna see later. I just can't wait to show all of this. Since my middle school self will be proud to see me react to this, which technically this isn't a blind reaction because yes, I spent my past few days organizing and sorting out all these pictures, which I used to have like it used to like 2 or 1 purple folder that I had all my prototypes in, and so I had to choose which ones were the best or which one were just unfinished and needs to belong in a recycling bin, or which one fits the theme of how I adapt in my art. Because as an artiste, you need to learn how to accept criticism. And yes, I'm talking to you out there. You know who you are in Britainland. I'm trying my best not to sound xenophobic, but yes, you know who you are, girl. You need to accept criticism when it comes to your art because sometimes, like, we are not here to bring you down. We are here to help you advance, just like how I advance in my work. And I'm going to be reacting to it today. Since, as you guys know, I love making fun of myself, and I sorted this photo from oldest to recent. Like, from the oldest pictures to the recent pictures. And even though, like, some of it might not be accurate because most of it will just be an educated guess, since none of these photos have dates in them, which, I mean, some of them do. Like, for example, one photo says Happy New Year 2019, and so I'm like, oh yeah, I know what date it is. So like some of them do have dates like that, but or some of them just say the year. Like one says 2020, and so I'm just like, okay, I know where to put this at. But other than that, most of it will just be an educated guess or how I can remember from memory. So, and one of the pictures is like hard to tell which one came first, and so just note that it's just an educated guess. So like, might not be 100% accurate, but I try my best. So this will be sort of like a time capsule of a journey to my Winx seas. That's what we're gonna call it. And so I'm just so excited. Like, let's get straight into the first one, which I did not finish. It's like the first picture we have is an unfinished one, which is Aqua Blast. Just called Aqua Blast, and it has me with long hair, has my name in cursive because I'm just that fancy. And it's just Aqua Blast. It's just me using an aqua shield. And do you see this? Do you see this? I do this when I was in 7th grade. So like this was the first one. It's unfinished. But look at this. I don't even know what to say about this one. It's just unfinished Aqua Blast. Which was that one of the... Oh yeah, because in the game Enchanted High School, there's like you have to choose, like, was it 12 or 9 elements there were? Because I remember back when I started playing the game, there were like 12 elements. There was water, fire, nature, ice. To remember, light, dark. Okay, now I need to write this down since of course I'm not gonna remember all this. So let me write this down. Okay, so there was dark, there was light, there was water, there was fire, there was nature, there was pop star, which is one of the new ones when I started playing the game. There was animal, there was technology. Ew, and there was creative. I used to be a creative one, but then I changed to water since that was back when I started swimming. There was... I remember... Okay. Music, just think of Winx Club. Okay. There was... Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There was 12. I remember there was 12. if it wasn't 9, there was 12, and so there's 10. I named 10 of them. But what else? Oh, there was love. And the 12th one, trying to remember. Ice. That was the last one. And so those were the elements in the game. And so, like, I remember at first I wanted to be creative since I was creative, but then I changed my mind and chose water. And so that's how I became water fairy. And there was like only one spell to each of them. And they were like so generic spells. Like one is curse lightning for the dogs. And like just think of all the generic spells. And that was just only one generic spell for each of the elements. And it was so lazy for the game. But hey, it was enchanted, so yeah, so I don't know if it was called Aqua. I think it was called Aqua Blast. Trying my best to remember. I mean, you can get so much from this picture. Just the blue stars. Just getting so much. Like, that's not accurate hair. That's not my accurate hair. Huh. Okay, that's just it. I explained this photo in 3 minutes. And so the next photo, which is a bit detailed, is like this has more detail and it was actually finished. So, oh yeah, and back when Winx outfits and Winx wings were the heavy influence, like for example this top that I used to wear, since it's not available anymore because of copyright, like this was Techno's Blue Mix top. I just realized that. And the wings, I forgot which wings they are. Like in the game they were called like soft sands. They were the third cheapest wings in the water collection. And I had a skirt on, and I forgot which leggings they are. I know they are related to Winx, but based on how vague they look, I don't know. And look at the crown. It's purple because that was the only crown I had. Like, when you spin in the Royale High game, like, when you have to choose a crown, you don't choose a color, it just spins for you. And so, I really wanted the blue crown, and later I did get the blue crown, but doing this, I only had the lavender crown, which would be more fitting with my galaxy theme, once you guys can see later. And the next one is my mermaid outfit, since I was both a fairy and a mermaid. And so, it has me with my coconut shell bra and a skirt. I wear both skirts. Like, why did you wear a skirt when I'm a mermaid? Actually, no, I shouldn't be saying me. I should be saying Princess B, since this was her name back then. Princess B, even though in the back, it does not say Princess B. It says a different name. But, like, this was Princess B, which was my old name back when I was a water fairy. Those memories. And it says Queen of the Mermaids, which... Am I really the Queen of the Mermaids? I mean, we're gonna see later, since I put the story on the back. Even though I lost the second page, like, there's a second part to this, but I lost it, of Princess B's backstory. Like, this was the first one, so... Okay, and it says mermaids to the sparkling seas, which that's what water fairies were called in the game. They were called mermaids of the sparkling seas. And Aqua Blast, which is the generic name for the spell. And of course Enchanted High School. And my pixie, I chose a pixie, and I realized this later that the pixies in Enchanted High, like, we had to adopt one. It's the game was not the game. The class was called Home Economics, and so we had to adopt a pixie. And I always choose this one, brown hair with blue eyes. Okay, you guys can see it like with the grand light. And my pixie was named Danlin because the name Danny was just too simple, and so I gave it the name Danlin, which Danlin sounds like Danlin really sounds like a prince name, not Princess B. Prince Danlin. Like, that sounds so formal. And so that was him. I forgot to do the wings, by the way. I was just that lazy. And I always consider Danlin to be my little brother, since I always wanted a little brother in my life, though I never got one. Not even Cash, because we learned that she was a girl. So, Okay, and now the backstory on the back. Okay, I remember, like, I kind of cheated and read parts of this, which I can't wait. And so, Princess B backstory, even though before I came up with Princess B, I used my Roblox username, which I'm not gonna say, but since it kind of outdated. Okay, let's get started with this backstory since I kind of cheated. Okay, so, backstory talk. So, let's do this. In the world of enchantix, my mom, the queen, took over the sparkling seas. Well, how specific. Okay, I kind of read parts of this later yesterday, so I'm sorry if I'm gonna I'm sorry if I'm not gonna say it with a straight face because, like, again, I cheated and I accidentally read this yesterday, so, like, I know what I'm gonna say, so, okay, so let me talk with a straight face. The part is coming. Okay, so, straight face, like, let's pretend I did not just read this yesterday. Okay, so, she was majestic and beautiful. She was born with me in a Chelsea bed. You mean the seashell bed? It says Chelsea bed. Okay. Okay. The crazy part. Tries it with a straight face on. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. The crazy part is that it's doing the prom. That's right. She's that young. This just turned extremely dark. I know. I accidentally read this part yesterday. So let me just read this part again, since just in case you guys don't get it. Okay, so she was born with me in a Chelsea bed. The crazy part is that it's doing the prom. It's doing the prom. Hear me out. That's right. She's that young. Yes, we just this just turned extremely dark really fast because all of a sudden this just turned into a teen pregnancy story. I know. No wonder Princess B never had a father figure in her life because, spoiler alert, there is no dad in this story. I just made it even more dark about it, revealing that there is no father. Princess B do not have a father, which I can see why, since this just turned into a teen pregnancy story. Like, she missed out on the prom just to give birth to me, my roleplay character, B. She had to miss out on prom just to give birth to me. This just turned dark really fast. And I witnessed this when I was in 7th grade. How did that get past my 7th grade mind? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. This is why Princess B never had a father in her life. Because her father left her. I can't believe this. Like, the real moral of the story is to always wear condoms, kids. You never know who you gonna... never know who'll get to a teen pregnancy story. Like, if I didn't read this part yesterday, then I would have never expected. Like, if this was a blind reaction, then I would have never expected this. Okay, so... okay, straight face, people. Okay, so... when I'm a baby/kid, I always want to be my mom when I grow up. No, you don't, kid. No, you don't. You don't want your father. You don't want your whatever, whoever he is. You don't want your partner, your boyfriend, or whoever the heck he is, to leave you. And you don't want to be pregnant when you're... how old is she? Like, I'm guessing like 16 or 17 years old. You don't want to miss out on prom just to give birth to your little princess. Trust me, you do not want to be your mom when you grow up. You don't. Is it worth being queen when you're just gonna have a teen pregnancy? Like, it's not worth being queen over that, so whatever. I'll control the entire sea with my Aqua Blast. Oh, just how unique, just splashing water everywhere. That's just, yeah. Fight battles and brag to people. I'm the Mermaid Queen, queen of the sparkling seas. I just can't wait till I grow up. It's not worth being queen, my little bee. It's not worth being queen. Also, fight battles? Dang, I was a wow kid. Okay, so, next section. One day, my mom and I were playing tailball and we heard a thunder. Boom! Mom, is it going to be a thunderstorm? I asked. It can't be a thunderstorm in the seas, Mom corrected while looking above and sees the dog fairies with their bubbles into the ocean. Queen of the sparkling seas of Enchantix, your workers built the water dome for all the mermaids and also created Mermaid Pool and Grotto, the Dog Queen called. Oh, just the Dog Queen? Yeah, how Pacific. You know all about me, Queen of Darkness and Trickery of Enchantix, who couldn't hire any workers because they always scared of you. But your first ones. Okay, the words are so like just look at all this. Like the words are like this isn't even line paper. Okay, Queen of Darkness and Trickery who couldn't hire any work. Wait no. Oh shoot! That was the queen, my mom who got pregnant with me when she was a teen. I'm sorry, that was my mom. Now continue. Okay, so where was I? You know all about me, Queen of Darkness and Trickery of Enchantment. But why would she introduce her like that? Do you ever wonder? Okay, I'm sorry. Who couldn't hire any workers because they're always scared of you. But your first ones made your dorm, which tells the truth about you, Mom Echo. Oh, wow, but I didn't know my mom was good at roasting people. Wow, savage, Mom, savage. Can I be in it? I interrupted. Oh, this is so funny. I was just like, can I be in all the roasting? Since my mom was like, and I was just like, ew, can I be in it? Oh, just roasting people, roast. This is so funny. Okay, continue. Tell me where your secret treasure is, the Dog Queen yelled. Never! Mom yelled back, then starts to transform to use her powers. Aqua Blast! She called. Oh yeah, because that's the only transformation, huh? In the games, especially. Then tried to blast her away. Can I get in it? I asked. Oh, I just want to get in everything. Like, if anyone asks if I want to be, like, the Birds and the Beast, and I'll just be like, ew, can I get in it? Like, why does B always say, can I get in it? Okay, back to the story. No, she responded back while the Dog Queen made an evil growl, so... Curse lightning! Oh yeah, those are like the generic spells that were used in the games. She yelled, and that struck B. Ow! Makes an evil growl. Wait, no, I already said that. Ow! Wait, no, yeah, ow. Baby, Mom concerned. Gods, stop the Dog Queen's evil plan. I'll take care of my daughter, she reported as she tried to take me to somewhere safe. But there's all kinds of dog fairies surrounding the sea, using their powers to stop us, while Mom keeps on blocking the attacks. Finally, we found somewhere safe at the edge of the ocean. B, tell me where it hurts, she asked. I don't know, it just hurts. I need some heat. Then I started to flop through the surface. Okay, so... why does it say any heat? Okay, so... B, no! Get back! She cried while trying to pull my tail. It hurts, Mommy! Mommy! I'm sorry. Then I flung into the surface. Baby, are you okay? Wait, baby, are you okay? Can I pull you back? Then I started moaning and see my legs. Am I a fairy? I asked. So mermaids can turn into fairies all the time, Mom asked, and then jump in the surface. Oh yeah, they just turn to wild fairies. So she started choking on the air while I pulled her back to the water. Mom, maybe I could turn into a fairy because the Dog Queen struck me, I commented. So does that mean dog fairies consist of good magic? Since usually dog fairies consist of dark and evil magic, but if I can turn into a fairy by the dog queen just striking me, then does that mean dog fairies are usually good? I mean, later on I changed myself to become a dog fairy, so I mean it's just rules of magics. I don't know. Need to get better at my storytelling. I'm not sure. Maybe it's your destiny, Mom corrected. Oh, it's my destiny to be a fairy. While chatting about my new powers, the Dog Queen with her crew spotted us. There they are! and then started to swim towards us. Mom! I yelled. Then she goes all super extra on them, while her crew got taken down, while she goes, struck, 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 zoom in flying through the water. She was about to use her powers to attack, but then started to squeeze her hand. Mom! Daughter, even though wouldn't see you anymore, I know a high school in the human world. 2 high schools, Robloxian and Roblox High. Oh yeah, the 2 Roblox high schools that were in the game during the time making this that I play, but not really often since Royal High was my favorite game. So I just see myself as a fairy in that universe. Okay, but yeah, just consider this Disney deaths. Disney parents' death part billion. Okay, so choose which high school you feel comfortable in to learn how to be a human, she told. But I'm a fairy, not a human, I corrected. You can't be a fairy, hide your wings, and forget your powers. But most of my best friends are back in Enchanted High School for Mermaids. How would I belong in Roblox High? Then I heard my mom grunting. Give us the secret treasure, the Dog Queen grunted, while pulling on her, and I tried to pull her over too, but I lost my grip. Bee! She yelled, no! And that's how my mom died. So even though I lost the second page, the second part of the story, I can pretty much sum it up since I remember some parts that I did went to. I think I said the most modern one, which was Robloxian High, and so yeah, I tried fitting in there, but well, in my story, I said that I didn't feel like I was fitting into Robloxian High School, and so I was just like, this doesn't seem like the one for me. And at the end of, I'm guessing, the Dog Fairy battles, I have I think, even though it didn't say in the story, my mom in this story is pregnant with my little brother Danlin, and so I got Danlin, which he was a pixie fairy too, just my little brother that I wish I had in real life, and guess that's how it ended. Even though my mom died and my father left, so me and Danlin were basically orphans now. So yep, top that in with all the other Disney deaths. The Disney parents' death, which in the adapted story where I became a dog fairy, both of my parents did not die. And there's so many stories to go through. I just can't wait to explain all of them at once. So the next one is pretty simple and pretty gorgeous looking, if I do say so myself. I mean, gorgeous. This is when I finally came up with the name Princess Bee, and how, instead of being the queen of the mermaids since I wasn't that old, she is now princess of the mermaids. Which, yes, mermaids is now monarchy now. Don't know which kingdom since it's that vague, and I'll explain it later to why. And this was based on the mermaid shell, is in the mermaid pool at Enchantix, which I used to like to sit on and brag about how I am the queen of the mermaids, except I wasn't really the queen, I was the princess. My name used to be, I think I explained this in my Darcy video, but I said Princess Bee, Queen of the Mermaids, which didn't really fit, because if I said that, then I'll be Queen Bee, which you guys all know how controversial Queen Bee can sound like, so I was Princess Bee, Princess of the Mermaids. And here my outfit now, with my mermaid tail, because, yeah. And this is back based on a shell in the mermaid pool, which is why the torches are there. I just love Bright by my royalty. And I remember, you guys probably can't tell because it's that old and dried out, but I used the color red with my, it's like create your own lip balm with food coloring and there's a cherry flavor. You can't eat it, but there's a cherry flavor, there's a blueberry flavor, and so the cherry flavor I use it over here, but you guys can't probably tell, but I still remember that. And yeah, this is Princess Bee, and I still remember my first gem being a pink one. And so that's all I have to say about this one, Princess Bee. And the other photo shows after the battle with Princess Bee and Danlin. Like, why can't I just say Princess Bee and Prince Danlin? Because Prince Danlin sounds just so formal. And so this was after the battle. I remember drawing more pictures of this, like even during the battle with, and I still remember the mom's name is Daniela. I never had a father, so me and Danlin were just orphans. No wonder our father. No wonder we don't have a father. And I forgot to do Danlin's wings. That's just how lazy. I mean, I did my wings or just half of my wings, but not Danlin's wings. And so, don't even know why the number is 21, even though later it'll be 10, since I consider 10 to be my lucky number, because usually my school number is 10 and my birthday is June 10th. So I consider 10 to be my lucky number, which is why even though at first it says 21 for some reason, my lucky number is 10, so later it will say 10. You guys will see later. And so there's speech bubbles in this, so if you guys can't see it, I'll read it for you. So, Danlin says, Sister B, since, of course, my name can't just be B, it just says B, so, will Mom ever come back to us? How about you ask our father if we had a dad? I don't know, Danlin. We should hope for the best that the dog fairies don't come back. Kind of hypocritical, seeing that I am a dog fairy right now. But all this racism towards dog fairies, and not just that, like, usually I see it a lot in Royale High role plays where they, like, have this bigotry racism towards dog fairies. For no exact reasons, but they're dog fairies. Like, it's just racist. Dog fairy racism. In a lot of Royale High role plays, I usually see it in these kind of stories. So the next picture is called Fanless Merman performance. Which, like, there's just so many characters, and, like, there's just so many characters in, like, this old storyline, which one of the characters is my favorite, and spoiler is not B, because B in the story is just usually just this rare protagonist who is just there just to be, all bragging about how, oh, I am a fairy and a mermaid. Like, this is Danlin's merman performance, where he is shown swimming and shooting up from, I'm guessing, the sunset. Like, Danlin is just like this sporty kid I kind of remember. That's all I have to say about Danlin. And I tried to, like, you can tell that it's last minute that I tried to actually draw his wings. Just to show that he's not only a fairy, but he's a merman fairy. Like, he's both. He's a hybrid. Just like me. So that's Danlin. Don't know why his hair was like, oh, what did I call it? Like, kind of like Jimmy Neutron. How did I forget his name? I always call him Johnny Quasar. That was his original. Okay. And, I can tell that I worked really hard on this one. And it's kind of out of order because this looks more newer. I mean, not new, but new in the, at the time. Where I had, actually painted this. It says Royal Winos, which I'm guessing is a team. And look at this. Children's League. Because, yep, we're full of children. Okay, so, like, Danlin was just a sporty kid. And he has a hoverboard. Looks so cool. With his teammates. I'm gonna read it. So, the main members are Coach Axel, Danlin, Rosetta, which is this beautiful unit right there. Danlin's little Wabi, who is an earth fairy, I'm guessing, or how I remember. Actually, no, a nature fairy. That's what it's called. It has like those nature wings. And he's bold. He's like Caillou. He's bold. Just like in the actual game. The actual pixies. Like, both Wabi and Rosetta are... Oh, I remember their siblings. I just remember their siblings. So they're both nature fairies. And they are indeed twins and the closest friends to Danlin, which I'm just starting to wonder, why do you need a hoverboard if you have wings? Just asking, do you just want to look cool, Danlin? Huh? And also, Taisha. a black girl's name given by a white girl. Now, I usually don't do that because who cares if Taisha is a black girl's name, but it's given to this white girl who has dyed hair, dyed green hair. Also, it was seen kind of ironic since my dad, who is a black man, like his nickname is Bob, which is usually just this suburban white man's name given to a black man. So saying that this white girl has a black girl's name, which is Taisha with a Y, then that would just be kind of ironic. So Taisha is a technology fairy, and her major gripe is trying to use more of her physical abilities and less using her intelligence and, being all technology and stuff. And so, this later, I was playing, after Princess B, this will be a sort of Danlin spin-off where he joins the Royale Rhinos team, which is a sports team, and who uses hoverboards instead of their wings, because why the heck not? And so that's just a little spin-off idea. I almost forgot to mention that even though Taisha's name is unique in the game, and I just realized that I'm still wearing my headphones, that even though Taisha's design is unique in the games, Rosetta's wings, since both of them were, the three of them are all inspired by actual pixies in the game, but her wings are actually light fairy wings. With Wabi, they're actually nature fairy wings, but with Rosetta, they're actually light fairy wings, so kind of. And same with Danlin. His wings are actually from the Light Fairy collection, so wow, Danlin was actually had something. So their wings doesn't match their elements in the actual game, just so you guys know for the pixie. Oh, this will be a major gripe I'll get to. Now, once I get to the last character, the last character with the princess title. So this is my in-universe best friend Zoe, the creative fairy. Which, does that really look creative? Okay, so let's get to Zoe. Okay, so Zoe is this creative, spunky, wild fairy. I don't know if I remember. So also she's a you can tell that I put this last minute princess because I guess everyone has to be a royal now. Everyone has to be royalty. I'm gonna explain this more in depth when I get to the last one. So when I get to the last character. So this is Zoe. So she has a blue stripe and she has purple eyes. Ooh, and freckles. Rainbow skirt and shoes. They're sandals and and guess what? She has the same wings as Rosetta, who is supposed to be a nature fairy, but Zoe, who is a creative fairy, has these wings, even though they don't have a creative section. They only have the 6 element section, which I'm going to circle it. They only have dark, light, water, fire, nature, and ice. Those are the only 6 elements that actually come to the wings. And back then, the old wings back then. So this is Zoe, everybody. I don't even remember that much from Zoe, except for the fact that she has the same racism, bigotry towards dark fairies as well. We're gonna introduce her later, since I made up this whole plot that each dark fairy was, each different dark fairies were designated. I don't know if it, the families of dark fairies, or I don't know, I don't give a that they were designated to, it's this sort of, spin the wheel of, which element are you gonna tail wise? For example, this one dark fairy family can be out to get the water kingdom, but this other dark fairy family is chosen to tail wise the creative fairy kingdom, or the light fairy kingdom, or the animal fairy kingdom. It just goes to show the stereotypical racism that the dark fairies hold in this universe. And why does she have to be a princess? At what kingdom, huh? And the next one is Prince Flame, who is it? Oh, it's Flames. You can really see it because it's camel hair from all this fire from, who is the fire fairy. Well, forget Bloom. This is your new fire prince now. But the question is, at what kingdom? Okay, so just to give background information on what I can remember from Prince Flames is that he was Princess B's, except for the fact that I don't remember Princess B and Flames having that much chemistry in, like, if they're gonna be like a love interest, like if they're gonna be together, like I don't even remember writing anything for them. I just put Prince Flames in there because what the heck? I mean, like water and fire, even though they're not opposites, since technically the opposite of fire is ice, which is why Bloom and Icy are like mortal enemies in the Winx Club. So, but like water and fire, like they're not really opposites. Like just just fire and ice are opposites. So not water and ice, it's fire and ice. But like Blaze is just, I don't even remember that much from him. He's just like this extroverted character. I don't know. His outfit looks trash, by the way. Like too much fire stuff going on here. Like look at this outfit. Like what do you even call this? And yeah, kind of looks trash. Like he doesn't even have a wiener, which I guess they buy a lot of my artwork back then. Like it's just like the outfit just does not work with Flame. It's just too much bright fire stuff going on there. Even though the civilian side of Flames look pretty I don't know what to say, like pretty decent or pretty like just pretty decent. Flames was actually based on, it's gonna be so embarrassing to say this, but my crush back when I was in 7th grade, which, you know, like I don't even know how to tell the story. It's just his name was Chris, and like it was one of those times where like we were both in 7th grade, and it was obvious that we both liked each other, but it just didn't work out because of course we were both in middle school, so of course there was gonna be like lots of awkward moments. Which I'm gonna tell you one awkward moment, like when he was peeking at one of the photos. Like I'm gonna tell you this story later, and it was so awkward. Like so, like most of these awkward and nervous moments, like it just didn't really work that way between us, and so yeah, it's just one of those like it's so relatable, and I can understand, like especially if you're in middle school, like it's one of those things where it's obvious that you both like each other, but it was just too awkward and nervous, and yeah, it just did not work out for us. And so I'm still single, people. I'm still single, so I'm single and I'm ready to mingle. So that was Flames, or should I say Prince Flames. And so ooh, I'm sorry that I made that ooh voice. Okay, so like Rosetta and Danlin, they had more connection than B and Flame, since I couldn't even remember a single thing out of B and Flames. I didn't even draw them together. That's how you guys know that I couldn't remember a single thing. Okay, so Rosetta and Danlin under the tree on the bench with the lately painted trees. Could have been drawn better. I could probably draw this in my sleep. Ugh. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, oh my god. Like Rosetta looks so darling in this. Like I love Rosetta's design so much. I love her so much. But Danlin looks kind of bleh in this. Like especially with that like Jimmy Neutron hairstyle. Like what the heck? Like I love Rosetta's design. She's probably my favorite design out of all of them, and probably my favorite characters because B barely does anything in this story. B barely does anything, except I guess her fight and fight with her hippocampus, which is like this giant seahorse, which you guys can see later. But I love Rosetta's design so much out of all of them, and so yeah, I guess yeah, Rosetta and Danlin, like look at all this. Like you know what they'll talk about. Maybe they'll talk about crack and cocaine, and you guys just don't know. Okay, but I already said this in my secret to writing great chemistry that that just because you have a beautiful setting like this does not mean that these two are gonna like instantly have good chemistry. It's all about what's inside the characters and how they bounce off of one each other. Like it doesn't matter what the setting is, it's how you use the setting to your advantage. And using that chemistry in its use, so genuine, trust me. Like that's the secret to writing great chemistry. It doesn't matter what setting you use, it's how you use it. And so that's was that in Alan. Ooh. Oh, and all hail the real Queen Bee, Princess Justina. And it says, a pop star fairy, or is she? Oh yes, I remember that. Justina, there was like so many photos which I remember drawing, but I didn't see it in those photos. So, like, there's this one photo where it actually shows Justina in her dog fairy form. Like, she disguises as a pop star fairy, but in reality, she's secretly a dog fairy and is there to, I don't know, is chosen to hunt down the water dorm, the water realm. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. And so that's why she's like the antagonist, the rival of B. And she's just like this typical mean girl. I don't know. Like Justina, she was named after my first and second grade bully. And why is she a princess? This is where I'm gonna say it, because everyone in this universe has to be royalty. For reasons, because Royal High is a school full of royals, so no matter if the kingdoms have no names at all, they all have to be royals. Which is why there's always a princess or a prince. There. I said it. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but I didn't even finish Justina. I mean, I saw her walking on the red carpet, but like most of the time I didn't finish. And again, I mean, there was no represented like element for like a pop star fairy wing, so this is just like light fairy wing. So, and I think I later in the story I changed it from a pop star fairy to a light fairy, just like a sheep in wolf's clothing, or a wolf in sheep clothing. I meant. And so yeah, that's you seen that I didn't even color both that and her skin. Which teaches us that you can't judge a book by its cover, because someone who is overly, this just bratty character, just this mean bratty character, will turn out to be just that, a dog fairy in disguise, because that's just dog fairy racism. Or should I say racism towards dog fairies, as I meant to say. And speaking of dog fairies, oh boy, we're getting to her. And she's my favorite character. Not my favorite design. I mean, like, her and Rosetta, I mean, I like her more, but Rosetta is my favorite design. But I like both of them, so. Black Kitty. And, like, I love her story so much. Like, she should have been the main character instead of B, the boring B. Like, Black Kitty, like, she should have been the main character and not B. Like, I'm planning so much to do, especially since, like, I'm planning to do this story. It's based on a sad story that I watched. It was, like, a comic, and it was about this, like, it's not the same story as Black Kitty, but it was a different story. Like, I remember watching this sad story about a black kitten, a black cat. Like, you guys all know how black cats are unlucky. Well, this superstition has turned into, like, little racism or colorism, I don't know, towards black cats, as many people won't adopt a black cat. And, like, this one, like, it's such a sad story where a black kitten got run over on purpose, and so the Grim Reaper comes down and talks with the black cat and about its past lives, and it's so sad. And I'm planning to do that someday. Just memories. Except that was a subplot for Black Kitty. Instead, like, I could get an excuse for, like, her trashy bow accessories and her trashy outfit because like that's supposed to be part of the story and how she kind of looks like a furry, but it's for good reasons, trust me. So her mother, who is a dog fairy, is like this crazy cat lady who wouldn't decide that her daughter is not a cat. So she names her Black Kitty and dresses up and forces her to act like a cat until she goes to Enchanted High where she can actually kind of be herself. And she's kind of like this shy, introverted, like you guys like know this typical like shy, swingy violet type of character who is just like insecure and trying to find herself. So like she could have been the main protagonist in this story instead of B. And later in the story, she learned how to be free of herself thanks to B, even though she should have been the main protagonist, I swear. And I drew another picture of her showing off her real self where she changed her name to something that starts with a D. Take that out of context. And well, instead of having black and purple, she wears black and white, black and red. And it kind of looks good on her, even though I don't know where the photo is. And if you look closer, it says, from Princess B, more than a princess. Well, then what is she if she's more than just a princess? Huh? And okay, now I'm gonna tell you this story, like back to when I was gonna say I'm gonna tell you this story, back with my old crush. Okay, so like back with Chris. So he looked at when I was drawing Black Kitty, and this is so awkward. So, but don't worry, he made it up later. Like he just looked at this picture and he literally just said Black Kitty. I'm not even joking. He just said Black Kitty. It's understandable because we were both in middle school and we both obviously like each other, but we were in that way. So like he literally just came up to me and just told me Black Kitty. Which later he made it up. Like I don't have the photo right now, which it was like back when B was a mermaid and Dan was a merman, and back when our mother was still alive. So Queen Daniela was still alive, and we still didn't have a father. I'm sorry, I just still can't not stop bringing that up. And instead of just saying whatever that picture is, I forgot what the title was. Like before the battle, I don't know. He actually gave me a compliment, which is like nice picture, or I forgot what the compliment was, but like to paraphrase, it was like nice picture. I like how you draw that, and I was like thank you. So yeah, he saw I made it up, but I'm still single. Also, lastly, before we move on to the next thing is, what am I about to say? Oh yeah, Zoe has like Zoe is scared of her because again the racism towards dog fairies. Also because it was confirmed that her family was the type of dog fairies that will go after the creative fairies, but not the water fairies, the creative fairies. And so yeah, but even though like Black Kitty is too shy and too nice to do that stuff, Zoe is on the other hand racist and like is scared of her just because she's a dog fairy. Like that's just racism, people. So that's all for Black Kitty for you. She's like the second best friend of B. Okay. She should have been the main protagonist, just saying. And speaking of B, her name is spelled differently here. We have B in her civilian form. Okay, like, I'm gonna talk about how I reverse whitewash her character soon, but, like, this is B as a civilian from Princess B, more than a princess. Oh, well, so far it looks like she got down from a princess in her civilian form, and why does her hair, like, she has, like, what's it called? Like Arabic hair. Well, her hair just like goes down from her butt, as like even lower than her butt. I don't even know why I like saying butt like that. And so this is B in her civilian form. She wears a necklace for some reason, a jacket and jeans. Like you're gonna see, like in my latest civilian form, that I saw like she still wears jacket and jeans, but also she's much more curvy than this. I just can't wait to get through all of that. And yeah, this is being her civilian form. Nothing much else to say, but yeah. She looks like she rides horses. And it spelled B like that for some reason, I guess because, the letter B was just too magical, so it has to be like B with B-A. B. So that's B as a civilian. B. The next one is unfinished, and we are so close, we are so done to, like, this Enchanted High thing. Enchanted High story. Well, like, I didn't even finish this. I remember drawing this in art class. Well, it shows her hippocampus and her Triton, which is the one kind of Triton. You guys can see what it actually looks like soon. And this was back when I had back when the Sailor Moon wings were available, and like I got the Sailor Mercury water wings, and so I'm just riding on my horsey, or so I say seahorsey, since a hippocampus is like a giant seahorse, and her name was Israel. She was so gorgeous. I'm gonna show you like even more gorgeous photos soon, but yeah, it's me riding my hippocampus with a Triton to save my sea. And speaking of Israel, here is the first picture of, oh my god, like the other picture looks so gorgeous. I can't wait to show you guys. But before we do that, here's the picture of Israel. Like a hippocampus is a giant seahorse, a giant mythological seahorse with wings and feet. Strange I'm not scared of that. Oh, and also look at this seashell tattoo. Okay, yeah, but forget all of that. Let's look at the even better photo. And I painted this so beautifully, even though some of the wild, like I love this photo so much. Like, if I would have stick to the water theme, then I would have so used Israel, the hippocampus. Like, this looks so gorgeous. I'm not gonna lie. And oops, wait. Is it just me, or did I forget something? I did forget something! Okay, so, B. Look, instead of saying more than a princess, it says more than a damsel, which, what? More than a damsel? Okay, we already went past through the damsel in distress thing. I mean, sometimes people use it, but sometimes don't, because you guys all know those Mono princesses. Well, some of the times they're just princesses by, not even by marriage, but just by their birth. And most of them are not damsels, so that made no sense why I say more than a damsel. But look, let's say Israel. Like, Israel, I use like sparkly paint, and like she looks so gorgeous. I love her so much. So that's Israel. Wish I could have kept her. Like, I would have hung her up in my wall. Like, that's how gorgeous she looks. So that's Israel. Like, probably the best one by far. And that's it for the Princess Bee era. More than a princess. Wait, does that say Princess Briella? Oh, it does say Princess Briella. I did not realize that at the start. Okay, so, no, Princess Brielle, I meant. Princess Brielle. Okay, so that was back when I was starting to change my name and started to change my attitude, back when there were updates to the game, back when Earth was starting to be available, and so that was just the end of the Enchantix era, which is why I like to call, that was the end of the Enchantix era. Like, what a good way to end this with Israel. Wish I could have kept that character if I was still a water fairy. My giant seahorse hippocampus pet, but now let's move on to the next era.